Okay, Ann, thanks very much indeed. Flip side of the story that we did going into your headlines there, this one, divorce. Over 1 million children witness the divorce of their parents every year in this country. It is an adult solution to an adult problem, and it affects young people unable to deal with it sometimes. Tonight, Dr. William Rader takes a look at the effects of these choices on children of divorce. Bill, tell us.
Thank you, Christine. Although separation and divorce can precipitate a significant crisis in children, the ultimate outcome for the child of divorce depends on the nature and quality of the post-divorced family.
At the present time, 88% of children from divorced families are with their mothers. A very small percentage are with their fathers, and a very small percentage are in joint physical custody.
Divorced fathers who receive court-allocated visitation periods with their children is the norm. Some children may react to sole parent custody by feeling lost and abandoned. They can suffer loyalty conflicts. They may have strained interactions with both the custodial and non-custodial parent. Some children may exhibit a disturbance in play and social relations, and others may feel confused with regard to sex role identification. Another approach to divorce is the idea of joint custody, an agreement worked out by divorcing parents on shared responsibilities and shared time with their children.
Where you have both parents who undertake it voluntarily, out of real love and commitment to the child, and are able to maintain that kind of relationship, it's wonderful. But it's hard.
Harold and Jennifer Charnofsky divorced 12 years ago. They were among the first to discover that no matter how bitter their divorce got, agreeing to be co-parents softened its impact on the children and themselves.
I was the one who proposed that I'd like to have the kids. And that was just unthinkable for Jennifer, and the reverse was unthinkable for me, so we kind of went back to the drawing board, and after many iterations and many changes and much discussion, we finally worked out this plan to have the kids live at both houses, 2 days at my house, 2 days at Jennifer's house, and then 3 days in a row on the weekend. So it came out to 2, 2, and 5, and then 2, 2, and 5. That's the way it worked.
I think it would have been easier if there, in some ways, if there had been no children at all, and then we would have gone our separate ways, period. But given the fact that there were 3 children whom we did not want to give away or make disappear, it was certainly a lot easier to raise them communicating as we had to. With practice, the communication became easier. The communication was not that easy in the beginning.
Eric, Michael, and Tessa have separate but equal homes. Co-parenting has become a trend that is expected to be the norm within the next 10 years.
It's a pain sometimes to pack up. I have to pack a big duffel bag and move it. Every Friday, I have to pack up and move. And it takes time to pack, and it can be, for some people, I imagine, disabling, that's the word. It can be too big of a change. They get stable in one house, and then they have to change right away.
And for you?
For me, it's never really been a problem. I just get used to it. It's been part of my life for 12 years now.
Was there ever a time that you wished you could just stay at one place?
Sometimes I do feel that way. Sometimes it's a little bit of an inconvenience to move down to the next house and bring all my stuff back and forth, and remind all my friends I'm going to be there, and all that other difficulties like that. But it's the advantage of seeing my other parent for that week. That's the reason I continue to do it. And I feel later in life I'll have both my parents to come to on an equal basis, rather than my mother for everything and my father just to say hello, just to talk to. Both of my parents are major forces in my life.
What is the advantage then over somebody who has a divorced family in a more traditional sense?
There's no trauma of the divorce. I do not remember the divorce at all. It's blocked out of my memory. And I know that if I had lost one of my parents, if it was a traditional divorce, then I would have had a trauma, and it would have been bad.
On a 1 to 10, what's joint parenting to you?
Probably 9.
And what's the -1?
What's the -1? Just, well, I'd say that having parents together would be the 10, but that if you have to get divorced, living in 2 houses would only be a -1.
Joint custody will only work if parents can detach rearing their child from post-divorce resentments for each other. Most children, no matter what the choice of their custody or their pre-divorce experience, will flourish after the divorce if they're provided with the stability of being allowed and even encouraged by each parent to have strong and loving relationships with both of their parents. Our series will continue tomorrow. That's the main problem. Each one try to hold them to themselves, and that's where you get into trouble.
Okay. Moral.